Hey everyone, it's Amanda from Loops and Love Crochet, and I'm just back with the second part of this video tutorial for making this crochet bag here. In part one of the video, I show how to make the base as well as everything all the way up until the tapestry crochet section. In this video, I'm going to show you how to work this middle section of the bag here with the tapestry crochet. And then I'll have another video for working the handles afterwards. So you can check out part one on the YouTube channel if you missed that one. And you can also find this free pattern on the blog loopsandlovecrochet.com. So here we have the base of the bag here. So we've worked the rectangular base here as well as a bunch of rounds of back loop only single crochet stitches, and the number of stitches as well as the number of rows will change based on which size of bag you're making. There's a smaller size bag and a larger size bag. And then for making the tapestry crochet section here, I used a grid here that I just made, or a chart. And it's just kind of a repeat section here. So as you can see, it's just a repeat of the same kind of stitch here. Here's what the bigger one looks like. But since we have 100 stitches around on this one, I just took the section that is repeating here, the same 20 stitches repeats. So 20, you'll repeat this 5 times all the way around the bag. And then working up each row as we go here. And after that, you'll have something similar to this one. It's just a little bit bigger of a bag, so the pattern changed slightly with the number of rows. But you have this kind of crisscross diamond kind of look here. Okay, so let's get started here. We have our bag base here, and then we have our chart handy. Always a good idea to keep it nearby so that you can see where your color changes are going. This first round of the tapestry crochet section starts with 2 blue stitches, 3 white, 3 blue, 3 white, 3 blue, 3 white, 3 blue, and then it comes back here and starts with the 2 blue again. So we'll do this 5 times to get around one round of the bag. And when your first 2 stitches of the round are a different color than the last stitches of your round, we're going to have to work our color change in the last stitch of the round before joining. So I'm going to show you how to work that color change here. So I'm just working the last couple of stitches here in gray. And these were the back loop only. We're going to be working in the back loop only for all of the tapestry crochet section too. Now in the last stitch of the round, I'm going to start out like I'm completing a single crochet as normal, a back loop only single crochet as normal. Yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, 2 loops on my hook here. Now instead of finishing the single crochet like I normally would in the gray, I'm going to drop the gray down and I'm picking up the blue here. And I'm just going to place that on my hook. And then I'm going to do the last yarn pull through in the new color, so the blue here. And I'm just going to pull the other tail a little bit tight. And then I'm going to use this blue color now to join to the first stitch of the round with a slip stitch. And pull that nice and tight. And then I'm going to chain 1 and I'll be ready to start the round here. There we go, and you can pull your gray a little bit tighter as well and the end of your blue behind there. And those will be a couple ends that you can either work over for a little bit or you can weave them in later, whatever your preference is. Now those first 2 stitches are going to be blue as shown in our graph here. So I'm going to work the blue for the first 2 stitches, well kind of like 1.5 stitches because I have to make another color change here. So here's 1 back loop only single crochet here. Now the second one, because I need to change the color because the next stitch will be in white, I'm just going to work half of the single crochet right up until the last yarn over. And then I'm going to join in my new color, so the white yarn here, to make that color change. And this kind of part of the bag where you're just joining in all the new colors, that's the hardest part of tapestry crochet. It's kind of a little bit of a juggle to get all the colors joined, but then once they're joined, you keep them all attached and you just pull them up as you need. So here's our white yarn. I put it on my hook, pulling through, and I'm just gonna pull my blue yarn a little bit tighter to pull that stitch back down. And pull this one nice and tight. And then I'm gonna complete my next 3 single crochet stitches in the white color. And I'm gonna work over my blue yarn tail here. And if you prefer, you can also work over the gray yarn tail as well, and the white. I might sew them in later, because if you're working over 4 different yarn tails when you're working in a thicker yarn here, it is a little bit more noticeable. So I prefer to sew some of those ones in a little bit later and just work over the yarn tail that I'm carrying along here, because you need to carry the color that you're not using along with you. So I'm working over that blue, and I'm going to work the 3 single crochet stitches in the white color right up till that last yarn over of the last stitch in the white. And then I'm going to drop the white, and I'm going to pick up the blue, and then yarn over and pull through in the blue. And then I'm going to complete my 3 stitches in blue, holding on, carrying on my white yarn tail here too. We don't want to leave that behind because we're going to pull it up as we need. So there's my 3 blue single crochet stitches, and here's the last blue one. So now I'm going to drop my blue, and I kind of just drop it behind and hold on to it with my finger behind the project. And then I have my white yarn here. Gonna yarn over and pull through, and just make sure when you yarn over and pull through that your previous white stitch is tight enough. Sometimes you need to give it a little bit of a pull, but you don't want to pull it too much that it kind of creates an uneven spot in your project. There we go. I'm going to pull this blue one a little down. Okay, now I'm going to work my 3 white single crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then again dropping the white, picking up the blue, changing color, and then we're going to work those 3 blue stitches. So 1, 2, and then that 3rd one is where we work that color change. So far we have a few of our blue, white, blue color changes here. So that's kind of what you're going to repeat the whole way around, making sure that when you get to the end of here, so when you work the 3 blue stitches 3 times, then you're going to start back with the 2 blue stitches and then start again. Okay, so you're going to continue that all the way around the bag here, making sure that you're always carrying the color of yarn that you're not using, so you can pull it up as you need it. It's kind of behind your stitches there. And we have our yarn tails from where we joined the yarn just over here as well, and we can weave those in later or work over them a little bit later. It's just a lot to work over all of those yarn tails as you're also carrying through another yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and work the rest of this first round of the tapestry crochet section here, and then I'll meet you back around at the end to show you the joining and starting the 2nd row of the tapestry crochet. Okay, so we're back around here with our first round of the tapestry crochet section of this bag. So we have all of our blue and white stitches here, starting with those 2 blue, and then 3 white, 3 blue, 3 white, 3 blue, 3 white, 3 blue, and then starting again, 2 blue, 3 white, 3 blue. So the sections that have 5 stitches, that's made up of the 3 blue at the end and then the 2 blue to start. So that's what we have, those wider sections there all the way around the bag. And I just have 1 more stitch left in blue to make before joining, but I wanted to show that to you. And as you can see on our grid here on our chart, the last stitch of the round is blue and the first stitch of the round it starts with 3 blue stitches. So we don't have to make a color change before joining there. We can keep working with the blue yarn. And the second row is going to be 3 blue, 3 white, 3 blue, 1 white, 3 blue, 3 white, 3 blue, 1 white. And we'll just repeat that all the way around the bag there. So we'll start with joining the round here. So we're going to work the last back loop only stitch in blue here. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch. So we're joining in both loops here with a slip stitch. And that concludes our pattern here. You see how it works out with 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 of the blue stitches. So you know that yours worked out right if it just continues on with the pattern. But if you didn't have enough stitches at the end to your left, or your colors, you didn't have the 5 blue stitches here, just double check it, because if you miss one of the colored stitches and you get farther up in the pattern, you really notice it when your zigzag effect doesn't work out there. So just make sure you check over the round before you move to the next one. Now we're going to chain 1, and then the next round starts with the 3 blue stitches. So we'll work those first. And we're also carrying our white yarn along with us here too. Just kind of behind the stitches. So we'll start off with 1, 2, 3 blue. So that third stitch is where we make our color change. So I dropped the blue, switching to the white. There we go. I'm just going to pull that blue a little tighter. And then we work our 3 white. And then we'll switch back to the blue again. So we're just going to continue around the whole bag, following the same pattern as in the grid there. And then we'll keep working upwards through the chart. So after we finish this second round here, you'll move on to the third one, and then all the way up to the top. So I'm going to continue on working the rest of these rounds off camera here, and then I'll meet you back up at the top. We're going to work some rounds of just the back loop only gray again, and then we'll start working the handle. All right, thanks for watching this video. You can check out part 3 on the YouTube channel. That'll show you how to work the top of the bag where the handles are, and to finish off your tote bag here. All right, I hope you found this video helpful, and check out the free pattern on the blog, loopsandlovecrochet.com.